Hi guys, it's Miss Miniature. Welcome back to my channel. Today we have another speed build. This is kind of a modern staircase home. I have seen these done before, but I wanted to try to do my own. And I did have actually a lot of fun building it. I had some difficulties building it, and I'm gonna point those out to you now because I'll miss the cue, I'm sure, when they happen. So I was almost done building this, and I was looking around it. I was like, man, I really love this build. Like, it turned out awesome. And I was like, okay, there's kitchen, bedroom, living room. I was like, oh, perfect, we're all good. And I was like, oh, man, I forgot to build a bathroom. I was like, okay, I know I've forgotten to build garbage cans before, but to forget the bathroom, come on. So I had to move all this stuff over and create a bathroom, and I was really annoyed because you'll see where I put it, but I really liked the layout of that room when I put it in. And I was like, I don't like how I've had to move everything, but I didn't want, at that point, I definitely didn't want to have to like make a room bigger and really throw off the whole build. So I was like, okay, it's fine. We'll move some stuff. We'll make the bathroom. And there was another part of the house I also forgot to build. Oh, stairs. That was it. So I finished the kitchen, which is on the ground floor, you will see. So I finished the kitchen. I was like, oh, perfect. So they'll go up there. I was like, oh my God, how are they going to get up there with no stairs? So then I had to adjust the kitchen so that I could fit the stairs. It worked out okay because they fit where I wanted them to, and I didn't have to make too many adjustments, but still. Like, I feel like maybe I just started rebuilding again, but I haven't, because I've been, like, doing a bunch of practice builds and trying to do more unique builds, and I don't know. Maybe my head just wasn't in the game, but either way, I do really like how it turned out in the end. So I do need to work on my landscaping. I feel like this build probably could have had some more landscaping where you'll see, like I put a lot of flowers in the upper areas, like on the upper decks or upper roofs, I guess. Yeah, that would count as the roof or a deck. I'm not sure, actually. Anyway, so I put a lot of vegetation up there. Even though I feel like the Sims who lives here is definitely a workaholic, because, well, I've designed her, or I created her. She is a workaholic. I mean, even though we don't have that trait. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, EA, come on. Anyway, no. So I did plan for her to be a workaholic, but she lives alone. It's just her and her dog, and her cat. It's her and her cat. And she's very ambitious, and she built this house, and she lives alone, and she's very happy with her independence. But I feel like she works a lot. Not that that's a bad thing. I think she really, really enjoys her work. But I feel like she put all this vegetation out there to create the illusion that she doesn't work all the time, but she never really takes care of it. She had someone else do it for her because she has, lots of money because she's worked really hard for it. But I didn't really know what else to put up there. Like, do you put plants? I thought about a yoga mat, but I was like, no, something tells me she doesn't really have the time for yoga, that she does not want to, like, relax and unwind, that's just not her thing. So I was like, okay, well, I won't put a yoga mat up there. Let's put some nice flowers and such. Which you can see I'm doing now. I do have to end up moving those, probably because one of a stair issue. I'm not sure, but I do end up moving them. Now here, when I'm placing the table, I really wanted the umbrella table, so that's why I added this, even though I'm still on the fence about it. Like, I want to bend it the way that I want to bend it, and I can't do that, so I left it, but I was still a little bit on the fence about it. Now, I know that, like, you're saying, well, she's a workaholic. She has a lot of nice, comfy spaces to sit and relax on her mini roofs or decks. And I know, but like I said, she wants to create the illusion that she has a bunch of free time. Now here, I wanted a pattern. I don't know why, I just felt like there was too much uniform color. So I was like, oh, I'll just add a pattern, and I don't know what it is of, but it's neat, I guess. And it's there, it breaks the floor up, I guess, so that's why I added that. Now, I really liked the idea of these waterfalls. I wanted it to look as if it was continuous down into the pond that I'm about to build. But the only thing is, like, when you put the walls down, they stayed up, and that kind of bugged me. I felt like it would be a distraction or an annoyance when you were playing with the home, so I was like, I should probably take those out. Because I know it was an annoyance when I was building, so I was like, okay, so this is not going to work. So I did remove them, but if you liked that idea, they're not hard to add back up there, and I just liked the idea of being like a continuous long waterfall. But again, you can't put them down with the walls, so I decided that it'd probably be best if I took them out. So that's why I removed them. Anyway, so I do really like how this water area kind of turned out. Like, I feel like it's a little extra, but I mean, this whole house is kind of extra. That's really what I thought when I was building it. I was like, man, this is a little much, but I like it. I mean, I definitely wouldn't live in a staircase house, but I like it. I think it's kind of neat. Now, I've been counting down the days until seasons, and depending when I release this, there's not that many left, and I am so excited. And I've been in this stage, and another simmer also tweeted this, that you find it hard to build when you're anticipating like a large expansion. Like when City Living was coming out, I don't think I built very much at all, because I was like, oh, well, what's the point? I'm going to get all these new build items. So I find it really hard to build, because I'm like, oh, all this new stuff's coming. How am I ever going to build? Because I just want the new stuff now. Like, I almost wish that there was no, like, trailer or teasers or anything. I just wish, like, one day I sat down at the computer and they're like, this pack is now available. I'd be like, oh, excellent. Because I hate waiting. I want it now. And I'm very impatient, to say the least. But I'm so excited for seasons. And I really wasn't all that excited, to be honest. Like, when everyone was talking about, oh, we want seasons, I was kind of like, meh. But now that I've seen the trailer, I am like, oh my goodness, I definitely want this pack. I mean, I would have gotten it anyway because of certain build items and such. Well, most likely, unless all the build items were awful. But I can't see that. So anyway, I definitely would have got it anyway, but I was never really a big fan of seasons. I always felt like the holidays were too crammed together, and then when we got Generations and the kids could go to prom, I feel like they'd age up and the next day it'd be prom. I'm like, well, I don't have a prom date because she doesn't know anyone her age yet. She's only been a teenager for one day and it's prom already. So, I mean, I guess that's not really a season thing, but I felt like the same kind of thing happened with seasons. It's like, it's been winter for a day, better get ready for Christmas or whatever. So, I'm hoping that that's not going to feel like that, but I saw, like I said, I was really impressed with the trailer, and there seems like they put a lot of work into this pack, so I am so excited for it. Like, I've probably talked about this in multiple builds, but I'm so excited. Anyway, so back to the build a little bit. So there's not a whole lot of seating in the kitchen. I imagine she probably wouldn't be one to host like dinner parties or anything. She probably just sits at the island and eats her supper. But there is like a little bar there, so she'd probably have people over for like drinks or cocktails. Like, I can almost guarantee it'd be work related, but I still like this kitchen because I'm like, I don't really sit down at the kitchen table to eat. Like, if I'm just cooking for myself, I like to cook and I like to stand up and eat my food. Like, I don't know, I'm just not a big like sit down at the table and set it kind of person. I mean, if it's Christmas or something like that, then I'll definitely set the table and we'll all sit down to eat. But I mean, normally if I'm just cooking for me, like, why bother? And I feel like this is how that Sims would feel. She'd be like, well, I'm just sitting here at my island by myself. Like, I don't need a big table. It doesn't need to be a big production when I eat, so. But I feel like she'd definitely be really fancy, which is why I added the decorations on the entrance. I thought that was kind of a neat touch. because normally I'd put like a half wall there because I imagined if Sims had keys to set down that they'd set them down there, but she probably just leaves them in her purse. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, if you notice, this is where I was like, oh man, forgot the stairs. So I had to put those in. Thankfully, I didn't have to really change the shape at all of my house, so I was glad about that. And I don't know if you've noticed, but I've been trying to edit my builds less and make it so that you guys can see kind of their creative flow. Before I was always cutting out like what I was picking and the other options I tried, so I'm trying to be less, trying to do that less, I guess. And I really liked putting the flower boxes in that sunroom window kind of thing. I mean, in my mind, I want to be able to put a chair there because, I mean, if I had a sunroom window or huge windows like that, I would definitely want a chair there so I could, like, sit and relax and read. But I couldn't really put a chair there the way I wanted, so I just thought the plants kind of gave it a nice touch. And again, I don't think she really cares for these plants. She probably pays someone to come in and water them so that they don't die. But I make this sim sound like awful, but I think she's a relatively nice person. I just think she really enjoys her job and is very independent. And yeah, she has quite a few bars in her house, so she likes to have lots of cocktails with friends, so I mean, she's not awful. She's just, yeah. I just don't think she'd want to take care of her own plants, but she'd want to have them there for the atmosphere that they provide. So this is the room that I'm going to have to edit later and move everything over so that I can put a bathroom in. Like, again, I was really upset that I had to change this room because I really liked having everything right in the center, and I don't know, it's very simple, but I like putting the computer right behind the couch because, I mean, that way I don't think they can multitask while they're on the computer, but if they could play video games and watch TV or, you know, work on something for work and watch TV. That's how I like it. I imagine the sim would want to work while she had TV on in the background anyway, so. And when I made her bedroom, I was like, I don't think she'd actually be all about the color pink, but I really like this, so I'm gonna make her all about the color pink, I guess. So I really like how this bedroom turned out, actually, even though it is hopelessly pink, but I like that I put the bed in the middle of the room as opposed to against a wall or, like, the back of it against the wall, and just right in the middle. Like, I felt like she would want her bed to be like the center of attention, and I also love like the loft style kind of bedroom where you come upstairs and like the only thing up there is your room, and you don't have to worry about anything else, and you don't have to worry about, like, there's no reason for anyone else to go upstairs unless of course you invite them up. But I just kind of like that idea, like having such a large room and that's the only thing that's upstairs is your bedroom. I think if I was to like build my own house, I would have like a loft style bedroom. And I don't even really think you would call this a loft because it's technically a full floor, but that's what I'm going to call it. I just feel like I've been getting stuck making bedrooms kind of all the same, and like this, yes, it's very, very pink, but I kind of feel like it's a step out of what I would normally do, and that's why I liked it. Especially like putting the vanity also in the middle of the room. I thought that was kind of fun. Like, you can just roll out of bed and start putting your face on. I even debated like putting a shower right in the room, and I thought, no, that's too far. Like, you need to go downstairs to the bathroom that does not yet exist to shower. As you can see, I'm like, oh, all done. Let's start on the landscaping and stuff. Yeah. And I'm still not like 100% thrilled with this landscaping. I feel like I could be doing better with my landscape, especially now that we have like the more plants from Jungle Adventures, even though some of those are kind of similar to plants we already had. Not gonna say anything else. Anyway, I feel like I need to step up my landscaping game, and it's something I'm gonna keep working on for sure. But for now, I mean, it's still a usable backyard. I definitely thought that she would have the pool again so that her and her friends could like sit around the pool and drink and gossip, or she can sit by the pool and do her work and drink. I don't know. I just feel like she's when like when people get promoted, like they always give other people wine. I feel like she has a lot of wine at this point, so she's got to drink it all, you know? So I was gonna make this pool like a cool shape, and then I just decided against it, that I would have more seating room for her and her friends to lounge about. And yeah, so I just made it square, kind of boring, but again, I gotta work on the landscape and stuff, so we'll see how it goes in the future. So when I build my bathroom, I'm also going to add a washer and dryer. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I keep forgetting that, like, now I have to add a washer and dryer to my Sims house. Which, I mean, I guess I don't have to. Like, it's not like a garbage can. It's not 100% needed. But what do you guys think? Have you guys been adding washer and dryer to every build you do? Or did you not even bother purchasing laundry day stuff? Because I'm not going to lie, I was a little disappointed that that was the one that won overall of all the surveyed ones that could have won. I was like, really? Laundry day stuff? I mean, I get it. I like it, makes it more real, but I feel like it's just one more thing that I have to not forget when I make a build. Like, it's like a checklist in my head. It's like, okay, garbage can, bathroom. Yeah, I know. I forgot that one. But now it's just something else to add to the checklist, and I always forget. Like, I get to the end of the build, I'm like, oh, there's no washer and dryer or hampers in this home. And I haven't been playing, like, a whole lot of actual gameplay, so I don't even know if you don't put a washer and dryer and you don't put a hamper, does it just act like normal and they don't throw their clothes all over the place? Or do you need those things? Because now it's getting more and more difficult to create a starter home because you need all these items in your home. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below, and I really hope you enjoyed this build. Okay, bye.